How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called the Forgotten Lands. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to the Forgotten Lands. This map is a fictional map of an area that is completely abandoned, but you can start a new civilization. Map offers a train station where you can sell all the in-game products and platinum products. 8 forest areas to cut trees. Birch trees are by Oscar 8599 and Pixel Farms. Old red rusty train that runs straight throughout the map. AI splines for gravel roads. Medium-sized sheep farm. Farmhouse with interior. 3D textures on buildings. Precision farming ready. Vehicle shop. Mobile bushes. I hope you have a great time in the wild." There are mods required for this map, starting with the Old Grain Mill by Bartson V3 and the Silo Lizard by Paizel. This map was created by Carl TG and is 137.61 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. It's pretty empty for the most part, lots of trees and lots of open space. You start out with Farmland number 1, and that is your farm where it has a sheep farm, the lake. That's it. That is really it. But to buy land is dirt cheap. And that's pretty much because you're mostly buying dirt. But we take a look at, let's just start with the big one. Let's go with the big one. Pow, 64 grand. That's it. That's it. Look at this forest right next to you. 7 grand. 7 grand. 19,000. You got a big one here for 46,000. You got another decent sized one, forestry area, for 17. I mean, it is cheap. You can purchase the place where the production mill, the Old Grain Mill, is down here, and the shop and repair triggers, which are up here in the north, for $1,500. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Now, your options on revenue is going to be limited, and I think that's why the cost is so low, but that's okay. I think that that's going to be okay. You can, obviously, by looking at this, buy all areas of the map. You do start out with a sheep pasture. No contracts are available on this map. Production chains, you start out with none, and there are no collectibles. If we take a look at the mods specific to this map, starting with the buy menu, there is nothing under the buy menu. But if we look under the build mode, starting under buildings and sheds, we scroll over to the right, you will see on the very bottom there, it says the Forgotten Lands. Those are mods specific to this map, and it is the farm shed. There is nothing under silos, silo extensions, containers, tools, but under farmhouses, there is the farmhouse here. We take a look at the next tab. Whoops, if I can get to it. There we go. Nothing under productions, nothing under animals, nothing under decorations. But when we get to landscaping, we do have several additional paintable swatches. Nothing under trees, nothing under plants. Now, we do start here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at our starting equipment. Go into the buy menu, and under own items and medium tractors, we have a Deutz-Fahr 7250 TTV HD, a JCB Fast Track 4220, and a Massey Ferguson 7F210. Under harvesters, we have the New Holland CH770, cars, the Lizard Pickup 1986, trailers, the Crampy Half Pipe HP20, header for our New Holland harvester. Under cultivators, the Lemken Schmargd 9 500K. Power harrows, the K-Brand HR 4040. Seeders, the K-Brand Venta 4030. Mowers, the K-Brand GMD 4411. Tedders, we have the Pottinger Alpenhit 4.4H. Under windrowers, we have the K-Brand GA 4731. Forage wagons, we have the Zalon CFS 2501DO. Animals, we have the Joskin Aquatrans 7300S. Front loaders, we have the Quickie Q6M. Front loader tools, we have the Albut Pallet Fork and Universal Bucket. Low loaders, we have the Bremir Transport Wagon TP500S and header trailer, the Nardi N7030. Now, starting out here around the farm, just over here we have our main farmhouse with interior, which is actually really, really nice. I tell you what, we'll just take a quick look around here because you do have this nice little screened in porch right here. Nice little look out into the lake. Around the corner, you do have lights in here. In here, you have your wardrobe trigger and sleep trigger. And then coming across the street, have all of our equipment just stacked up right here. Over here, we have a sheep pasture with room for 15 sheep. And our silo. Now, the silo is not a standard silo. This is part of the mods that are required for this map. And you'll see these little hazard markers where you can have some kind of interaction. Like the install grain auger larger. And as you can see, you can change the length of the auger pipe. You can also step a little closer and remove the auger entirely. You can also come right here, disassemble the blower. Put that right there, and now everything is tucked away. Very nice. Very, very nice. And that's it. That's the starting farm in a nutshell. Let's grab our truck over here. And we're going to start out by heading out to the grain mill. So coming all the way down to the end of the road in this direction, you will see in the distance the first and only production on this map, the grain mill. You can purchase this for $23,000. Again, dirt cheap for a grain mill. You have your output here. Your input, nope, wait, output is here. What is this? This just dawned on me. What's going on here? Okay. We have our loose product output here. Our palleted output right here. So you can make pig food, it looks like. And some oils that'll pop out right here. And you have your input. You have to open the door, I'm sure. Right there. Aha. Real time figuring out. Now, we have a little bit of driving to do. We have to drive right past our farm again. You can see in the distance. And we are going to come up to this intersection up here. Follow this to the right. And now we go long. All the way up into the north. There's really not a whole lot going on this map. It is very, very barren. It reminds me a lot of the Western Wild. Very flat, lots of forestry to do, but it's kind of the charm of it. You have, you know, to really work and hustle and build. All right, now over here, there is a bit of a confusion going on here. I'm going to turn off my truck real quick. So starting with, to my left, this is the storage bay sell point. And over here is the train station sell point. Now, the reason that there's confusion is that if you go into your prices per 1,000 and you look up storage bay and you do the tag place, you can see this one pops up over here. All fine and dandy. But if we scroll down to wood chips, which will take the train station right here, it shows that the halo is right there, not over here. Very, very odd. But the confusion doesn't end there. Let's go ahead and continue to drive. Now, I did check that trigger right there does work. That is the actual sell point. So this halo, I'm not quite sure about. Over here is the train rent trigger right there. But this is the other confusing part. I think that this along with that sell point over there, the train station, are connected. I think this is the train station that will accept wood. And if you look down here, you can see train station is here, even though there is no wood input over here. It's over here. So I think this is kind of a part of the two, and I think that's why the halo is out in the middle of it rather than over one or the other. And over here we have the animal dealer. Now you can bring, when you have a pen or pasture already established on your map, like we do here, we have a sheep barn. You can come to this location or use the same icon to be able to purchase your animals. As you can see, you can come to it, hover over it, and we can purchase our sheep right directly from here. But if you take a look down at the bottom middle of the screen, you'll see prices and fees. You will incur an additional fee by using this icon or the icon back at your main farm to purchase sheep directly. It is essentially a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them for you. Now you can avoid paying that fee by bringing an animal trailer, whether it's leased or it's owned, to this location, load your animals directly into that trailer, and then deliver the animals to the pen and pasture yourself. And it will add up pretty quickly. Now in this case, you got room for 15 sheep. It's not going to cost you tons and tons of money. $750 is not going to be a big deal. But again, on a map like this where every penny's going to count, every little nickel and dime you're going to be counting, because you're going to have to really struggle to kind of get ahead to the next step. Like a no man's land, like a Western Wilds, you're going to have to be creative. You might want to figure out a way to get a trailer for cheap, or you'll be able to purchase one. Now coming out of there and over to here, we have our last point of interest, starting with our repair trigger right here and our shop trigger. And that's it. That is the map. Now it is time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual, and I like it. I really like this map. I will say that because it's mainly a forestry, I mean, it's almost exclusively a forestry area, but I mean, you can do like grass work and stuff like that. Speaking of which, let me double check something just really fast. So we take a look at the map and we go to the grass. Oh, okay, so that's exactly what I wanted to see. So if we click on the grass as part of the textures here, you will see that you have mobile grass, which means you can mow and you will be able to collect. So that will be kind of your main source of revenue outside of forestry before you can actually start producing grass. I'm sorry, before you can start producing fields on your own and doing stuff like that. But you can see just, it's a very basic map. It reminds me of a lot of the Western Wilds because of how it's kind of designed. But I mean, it's got a really good look. It's very flat. It's got mainly grass. A lot more in the ways of like birch trees and stuff. There's very little bits of undulation here, especially in the forestry areas, but not enough to really kind of, you know, tip the scales on the flatness. It's pretty much flat everywhere except the forestry areas. But I mean, you're going to have to be incredibly creative on this map. Now, like I mentioned before, buying land is going to be dirt cheap, but you're going to have to figure out ways to make something out of those purchases. Mainly, you're going to be doing a lot of grass work. Lots and lots of grass work until you can start affording to buy forestry areas, and then you can do some forestry work. Yeah, it's a very simple map, and I appreciate it. I think this is kind of sharp, and it's got a good look to it. It's got a nice, simple starting farm. You know, you've got sheep that you can start out with and really kind of build it up from there. But because of how flat the map is, you can very easily kind of build it up from there. And what's really cool too is that you have all these bushes that are just all over the map like this, but you can destroy them. You can run over them with a mower and they all disappear like they were never there in the first place. And that's cool. I really like when map makers do that, because it really allows you to interact with the map rather than going into the build menu and destroying everything. Using that as your kind of vehicle of clearing out land. It's nice. It's really nice when you get that as a kind of option kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and start traveling out towards here so we can get some of the countryside. But this is going to be one of those maps for people who want to build, who are going to be very creative and just kind of do their own thing. And I'm all about it. But at the end of the day, what am I going to give this out of a scale 0 to 5? I would probably give this 3.5. Yeah, probably a 3.5. It's a really nice map. It's got lots to offer. Oh, and there's the side of the that's the side of the map right there. But yeah, I think 3.5 is pretty solid for this kind of a map. You really, the only limitation is going to be the individual playing it, which is awesome. But that is it. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show it by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithm will enjoy you doing. That shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care. How's it going, everybody? Editing Dave here, and while in the middle of editing the map tour, I realized that I completely skipped over having a field on our starting farm. I basically went off and did my own thing and forgot to mention that, hey, we have a wheat field. It's small. It's very small, but you have it, and it's ready to harvest. So wanted to make sure I throw that out there, and to kind of give you a little bit of a reference point, you can see me standing there in the field, and that's it. That's the field. So wanted to make sure that I came out here and added that little bit of information. But hope you have a fantastic day.